Hi, it's Stan Reinford, and welcome to this week's market update for July 29th. Wow, August is right around the corner, so let's jump into it. So, what we're looking at here is the bond market chart from today. To the left, we have the 30-year Treasury. To the center, we have the 10-year, which is what we're on, and then we have the S&P 500 to the right. Getting a lot of great feedback on using the 10-year. I actually like using the 10-year better. I wish I would have started doing this sooner. So in the 10-year, the higher we are in this chart, rates are higher. The lower we are, rates are lower. We don't like to see green on this one because that means rates are going up. We want to see red. We look over here to the far right, and we'll see that mortgage rates are a little bit higher today than they were yesterday. So, and what's going on? So the saga continues in the Middle East. They're back. The U.S. and Iran are back at it. There was some sneak attacks last night from Iran, and again they're going at it. Oil prices are up. Gas at the pumps is increased. Cross your fingers. Hopefully, this thing ends soon. What else is happening out there? So, the U.S. announced last week that they are going to be imposing tariffs on approximately 60 of our trading partners, including the EU and China. And yesterday and today is Fed week. So, the Fed decided to keep rates unchanged, and there's 12 voting members. 9 voted to keep rates the same. 3 voted to increase a quarter. Why? I don't know, because what's that going to solve? But it is what it is. Warsh's task force, led by economists and business leaders outside of the Fed, is expected to give all their recommendations by the end of the year. So hopefully that's going to buy some time and get things to where they need to be. So, and then ADP released their jobs report the other day, ending June 11th, and there were a little more than 15,000 jobs per week over a 4-week period, equaling about 65,000 jobs being created. That's not really robust. You really need 100,000 plus, as I've mentioned in the past. And then last week, the initial jobs claims came out, and it was 187,000, which was the lowest since 1969. One of the reasons that is the lowest is there's been a huge crackdown on fraudulent unemployment claims. Interest rates, what can I say? It is challenging out there, but don't let that stop you. Buying today, knowing that in this higher interest rate market, values are still increasing, that could be your appreciation a year from now, and there could always be an opportunity to refinance. One, remember, a quoted rate is not a locked rate, and lenders out there are quoting a lot of rates that if you're not locking in today, that are going to sound much better. And what they're doing is the step up effect to you. So just keep that in mind. There's about 15 things that go into locking or quoting a rate so that you get the correct rate that goes with it. So make sure that if you are in that situation and you need that, you give me a call and we'll go over all of those different parameters and everything. But one of the key things in a higher interest rate market is sometimes and sometimes depending on the market that's out there, you see prices being reduced on properties. Do me a favor, if you see that happening, let me know, because the best thing that a seller can do instead of reducing the price is to offer to subsidize the mortgage payments for the buyer for up to the first 2 years. A $10,000 reduction in sales price is going to save that buyer maybe $75 a month. Over 2 years, that's about $1,900. But if they give a $10,000 credit, keep the price the same, almost all of that $10,000 could be used to subsidize those payments over the first 2 years. Let me show you how that works. So it's awesome to have something like that done. So remember, we help clients that are buying or refinancing, whether it's a primary residence, second home, or investment property, whether it's a reverse mortgage, home equities, refinancing, debt consolidation. We do it all. But most of all, I just teamed up with our Hispanic department. I have a Spanish loan officer that is working with me and a team. So I would love to help out. So if you're a realtor and have those clients, call me. Let's schedule a meeting to talk about how that will work. And if your clients and you know someone, or you're my clients and you know someone like that that needs help, that needs some sort of translating, let me know. We're not doing that, and I would love to help. So have a great week. Please forward and share, and I look forward to seeing you next week.